These are Emily and I's most memorable shots ever. Some of them.
So one of my most memorable shots I ever got the privilege to take was when the bride and groom told me, as we're in Grand Rapids, that we can go up to the top of the skyscraper and they're gonna dance and I can get as many shots as I need.
Mm-hmm.
This just turned out so stunning and so beautiful, and it just gave the entire video this pinnacle of just drama. And I mean, when do you really get to dance on a skyscraper in your wedding dress?
At sunset.
At sunset.
And we talked about it so much, and I feel like watching it play out in the video was like, it was for one, like being there. It was like experiencing it. It was everything that I wanted, and you captured so many different types of footage. I mean, aerial, out of camera.
Yeah.
We had so much to work with, and I have watched it over and over again because you have those pinnacles, like as you're shooting and going through your career of like, you know, there aren't going to be that many times where you get to do this,
right.
And like it is hard to forget when it happens. So this shot that I got, I actually had the privilege of shooting photography at this wedding, and it is one that we actually did this summer, and it was a Hindu-Christian wedding, and it was multi-day, multicultural. It was mind-blowing. Some of my favorite shots that I was able to get during this wedding were during the ceremony. I mean, she came down the aisle with an entire entourage, and there was smoke bombs of different colors going off in the air. There were drummers, there were, you know, the flower girls. So those shots of her coming down the aisle, I remember I was so distracted. Emily had her like arm on my shoulder. She was like guiding me backwards because I literally didn't even know where I was going at that point. I was just
Tripping hazards,
yeah,
for sure, but worth it.
In my LCD screen, and she still managed to get all the same stuff on video. That experience is going to allow you to do so many crazy things to really get in there and get the shot, because you are able to rely on that person and you know exactly what they're going to do, and not only that they're going to be able to do it, but they can get their shot while it happens.
Alright, so this next shot, I'm pretty sure you've seen it. I think we all have seen it on Instagram.
And we want to be those people.
Yeah, we want to be those people. We got the shot. The classic bride-groom water session.
Mm-hmm.
It's gorgeous. It ruins your dress. You might have a second dress. We don't know.
You should have a second dress.
You probably should have a second dress. We had tons of time to do it, and we were able to get all kinds of different angles.
We were all in the water, and Austin took his shirt off. He didn't care. He was ready to go. He was ready to go. They had put forethought into this.
The dress was flowy.
Yes.
Everything was perfect.
Her hair was down past her butt. Like, it was everything you could imagine for a water shoot. And again, aerial footage, out of camera footage. We had all sorts of footage going on.
Not to mention, they did vows.
In the water. Literally in the water.
It lived up to the hype.
100%. One of the shots this year that also absolutely blew my mind, and I had the privilege of editing this one into the video, was actually an aerial drone shot of Morgan and Steve's wedding. We were at the Mission Point Gazebo, so it's a little bit of a destination for us. Mission Point Gazebo, you've got our drone pilot. He had the drone up in the sky for this. He was just cascading over them as she came down the aisle, and I was so ready when he came up to me and showed me the shot to 100% push the crescendo of the video into this shot on such another level, and it played out so incredibly. Morgan told me she literally was crying when she watched the video. It was the best reaction ever, and it was another one where, you know, you get that shot and then all other drone shots during a ceremony are now weighed, you know, in comparison to this shot, but that's how it should be, because that is how you make great improvements over time.
Alright, this next shot is pretty much every bride's dream shot during her ceremony, and it just happened. You know, we were always hoping that every bride down the aisle shot looks like this one, but this one just was the shot.
And I think what really stood out to us about this specific moment is they hadn't done a first look yet, and they had done a first touch before this.
Oh yeah, it was like nobody else existed.
Seriously, like
he was crying, she was crying. I don't think they could even see anyone else.
No. I don't think they broke eye contact. Like,
No.
from start to finish, it was just them. The media crew was moving around like crazy. Let's start there. All of us were so in on this moment. Like, we were right there, but they were not.
They did not notice.
They were not aware of us, I don't think. Like, it was just 100%, like, you could tell in their heads, if you were to relive that moment, there wouldn't be anybody else in the room. And I think that is really what made it so intense for all of us capturing it. It was just like, that's a once in a lifetime, and you know it.
So this next shot isn't a shot, it is a series of shots that the bride specifically came to us and was like, hey, I know this is my wedding video, I know it's supposed to be romantic, it's supposed to be about us, but what's really important to me is to capture the cultures from my husband's side and my side coming together in a really unique way. And one of the features at my wedding is going to be this super intense cultural drumming performance. We really didn't know what to expect going into it, but we were blown away. And it really stood out to us as a really unique moment to have in a wedding video that really worked for the couple.
Especially because at the time it was one of the earlier wedding videos we had shot, so at that time it was like 100% unlike anything we had seen. It was totally out of the box. And if you've gone and you've watched our wedding video styles video, then this would be a situation where the bride wanted a cinematic video, but not necessarily cinematic just about the two of them. It was like cinematic storyline. And that is 100% a thing that you could do, a thing that you could want, and something that is accomplishable. And if you have something in your head like that that just feels really unique or out of the box, it's super easy to just actually sit down with Emily and I and actually break it down with us, find those words, find that style. All you have to do is click the link below, submit the form, and we will schedule a time with you right here, right now, and you can be talking with us as soon as tomorrow. Crazy shot that we got.
Well, how about,
Ooh.
Good?
Anything else?
Are we good with that?
I think so.
Okay.
Let's be done.